So I want to talk about trusting the science. Many people have used the phrase trust the science in the way that other people use the phrase trust the Bible. Actual science never says something is disinformation. Real science says, let me see all the data, let me see all the theories, and then it will say, well, this one seems most likely, that seems very unlikely. But the history of science is the history of constantly revising your knowledge and finding out that what you thought was right was actually incorrect, and what you thought was not true is actually true, and it's a constant open-minded revision. There's never an attitude of, no, you can't say that, you can't publish that. That's a religious attitude. Having blind faith, saying you can't say that, those are religious attitudes reminiscent of the church in the Middle Ages, suppressing what they called heresy. So, again, we have so many people who are essentially expressing religious attitudes, and for the same reason. In the Middle Ages, people were terrified of hell. The church terrified them with threats of hell. Here, we have a society that's more terrified of actual physical problems. They're not so much worried about their souls, they're worried about their bodies. But the bottom line is, calling some things disinformation is basically calling them heresy, and is basically a religious attitude. If you really trust science, you look at all the science, you listen to all the scientists, and at that point, you come to your best decision. As it turns out, there is a tremendous amount of science that contradicts the official story of everything we've done in COVID. A lot of scientists and researchers with very good research and very good data. And unfortunately, at this point, science is more about profits and about ego and essentially the capitalist system. I shouldn't say capital, but the idea of pharma being for profit. The profits have caused real life-saving things to be suppressed. So, but that's going off topic. Basic point here is, if you say trust the science, what you're really expressing is a religious attitude rather than a scientific attitude. Because the scientific attitude is always, this is just the best we know right now, and there's a good chance that in a few years, new research will revise our thinking. Okay, here we go.